I'm Tom Morgan from thoughtstuff.co.uk, and this is my video review of the Ubiquiti UniFi video system. If you've heard of Ubiquiti before, it's probably for their Wi-Fi solutions. Commercial and carrier-grade hardware. It's the sort of thing that your local shopping centre or football stadium might use. But there's a growing number of us who have been putting Ubiquiti into our homes to enjoy good Wi-Fi. Ubiquiti also do a range of video security hardware, cameras and recorders and the software to use them. It's predominantly designed for those same commercial customers, but how well does it stand up against other more consumer-grade solutions for use in the home? That's the challenge, and it's what we're here to find out. The prosumer video space is a busy one right now, with lots of different companies all wanting to get in on the action. These are two of them. This is a Nest Cam and this is a Ring Pro video doorbell. Both of these are Wi-Fi devices, and that's the first difference with Ubiquiti, which is all wired. So there's no doubt wireless is easier to set up, and that's what makes it good for consumers, but wired is more stable and also gives higher throughput, and all of that equals really better quality in terms of video. The other difference is storage. So both of these devices record video to cloud storage. On the surface, again, that's easier to set up and it's easier to work with than something that's local, but there are a number of disadvantages. Firstly, you really don't know where your video is being stored and what it's being used for when it goes to the cloud. Secondly, if you have more than one of these devices constantly uploading to the cloud over Wi-Fi, you're quickly going to saturate your connection's upload limit. Finally, there's the commercial angle. Each new camera is an additional monthly cost. Ubiquiti do it differently. Video is stored locally, either using a computer you already have and their software, or with the NVR, the Network Video Recorder. Essentially a dedicated computer with their software pre-installed. This is another example of how Ubiquiti are different to home user offerings. These decisions are a little more complicated to set up, but they're technically better in terms of reliability and performance. If you do decide to use the NVR, you'll get a box that can handle up to 50 cameras simultaneously and that comes with a 2 TB hard drive for storage. It's definitely the easiest and more convenient option, and it's cheaper than buying a new PC to act as a recorder. But if you've already got a server and it's got loads of space, then you might decide that the additional cost of the NVR isn't worth it. There are 3 different cameras in the UniFi video lineup. The G3 is weatherproof and delivers 1080p at 30 frames per second. It can be mounted indoors or outdoors. There is a dome style camera, the G3 Dome, also 1080p at 30 frames per second, which is indoor use only, but is lower profile and can be mounted either on the wall like this or on the ceiling. You actually adjust the lens, the angle of the lens and the inside depending on which way you're mounting it. There is also a micro version of the G3 Micro, in a smaller, more discreet form factor, which also includes a speaker, but I'm not including that as part of this review as I haven't had hands-on access with it yet. All of the cameras in the UniFi lineup have infrared LEDs with automatic cutover, and they have built-in microphones. Installation is easy once you understand that you need to run a network cable. The G3 comes apart for mounting and adjustment with a rubber seal around the network cable to protect it from water ingress. The G3 Dome has a mounting plate it snaps into with an optional metal plate if you're mounting it on the ceiling. Everything is controlled by the UniFi video software, which is a website running locally either on the NVR or on your own server. This is also where you set everything up. Setup is simple. As soon as the cameras are plugged into the network, they appear, and once adopted, they can be used and adjusted. There are numerous settings to control brightness, contrast, sharpness, orientation, and so on. This is also where you can set alerts, either via email or push notification with the mobile app. You can receive alerts when cameras are disconnected or on motion. That brings me nicely onto motion configuration, which I think is a really powerful feature of the system. For each camera, you can define a motion zone and sensitivity. You can test these either in real time by seeing a chart of motion and when the trigger threshold is reached. This means that you can really fine-tune those zones to reduce false positives. You've already seen some footage from the cameras already, but without sound, but let's see some more.
This is unedited footage from the G3, including the audio. The camera is mounted 2 meters and 30 centimeters, that's 7.5 foot up from the ground. I'm currently standing exactly 1 meter away. I'm now standing 2 meters away. This is me standing at 3 meters away. And now I'm standing at 4 meters away, still talking in a normal voice. This is footage from the G3 dome camera. There's a single light bulb in this garage, and there's a half glass door just next to the camera, letting some natural light in. And there's a lot of stuff, apologies for that. The camera itself is 2 meters and 10 centimeters from the ground, that's about 7 foot from the ground, and I'm currently standing exactly 1 meter away. Two meters away. I'm now standing 3 meters away. I'm now standing 4 meters away. And right against the door back here, this is exactly 5 meters away. This is what the G3 camera looks like in darkness. It's not completely pitch darkness here. Next door's window is bringing in some light, but you can see the effect of the infrared LEDs. As I start to walk backwards, you'll see that fade. There is a additional infrared kind of accessory you can buy to extend the range and the brightness of those infrared LEDs. I'm not using that on this camera at the moment. And this is what the G3 dome camera looks like in almost pitch darkness in the garage here. I'm standing around a meter away, and I'm just going to slowly start walking backwards through the same distance as I did before.
This footage is accessible from the UniFi software by searching either by camera type or by date, and can be downloaded as an MP4 file. Recordings can also be accessed via the mobile app. By using the UniFi Video Cloud, which there's no charge for, a secure link is made from the video software running on your network to wherever you are in the world, enabling you to view and manage your cameras remotely. The videos stay on your local network, but you can still access them remotely. It's a neat idea, and it doesn't involve any month-on-month cloud storage fees. So, is it good for home use? I think if you already like Ubiquiti Wi-Fi hardware, then you'll like this. It clearly comes from the same stable. It's been rock solid for the month or so that I've been using it. During that time, there have been several updates to the firmware and management software, which tells me Ubiquiti are actively working on it and bringing more features. It would be good to see some more features in the dashboard, for instance multi-view playback and geofencing. As a developer, it would be great to see API support and some integration with other systems such as IFTTT. It's those features not being there that remind you that this system was designed for commercial use first and prosumers second. That said, the UniFi video system is a great choice for home use if you don't mind running network cables. It's worth running those cables for high quality, reliable video recordings you can either set and leave or play with the many configuration options if you want to. Thanks very much for watching. I hope it's been useful. There's more videos on my YouTube channel and more write-ups on my blog at thoughtstuff.co.uk.